Hello, my name is and the remix I'll be focusing on is the what if aspect, and I will be using Brawl Stars as my medium to paint a remixed version of the original play Macbeth. Now, specifically, I will ponder the question of what if Macbeth and Banquo never encountered the witches. Before moving on, here's a list of characters that will be shown to replace the roles in the original play. So try to memorize the basics, but I will try to explain as we go further. So recalling from the original play, Macbeth and Banquo encountered the witches on their way back to Forres from the battle not too far away from the castle. The witches tell Macbeth and Banquo their prophecies, which are confirmed to be true when messengers inform Macbeth of his new title. He later delivers the news to Lady Macbeth, who proceeds to convince him to kill Duncan, but which he is overwhelmed by. He kills Duncan in his sleep, and later kills the guards too, so there are no witnesses for his actions. He then becomes King of Scotland, as Donalbain flees to Ireland and Malcolm flees to England. He rethinks the prophecies told to Banquo and decides to hire murderers to go and kill him and his son Fleance in order to keep his position as king. He hires murderers and they kill Banquo but fail to kill Fleance as he escapes the battle. He soon kills Macduff's family to stop him from raising an army with Malcolm to take him down from the throne. Even through his hard trials to make sure he keeps his title of being a king, Lady Macbeth kills herself and Macduff eventually kills Macbeth, and Malcolm becomes the new king. Well, what if Macbeth and Banquo took another path to the castle? Or what if Macbeth and Banquo never saw the cave with witches because it was foggy? Or what if they went around the cave? Or they went through the cave, but the witches weren't there at the moment? In general, the idea is, what if Macbeth and Banquo never encountered the witches, whatever event caused them to avoid them? Initially, he would never had a single thought about killing Duncan because he was almost friends with him, and he just gave him the title of Thane of Cawdor, which he was honored by. Then, he never would have had the pressure from Lady Macbeth because she would have never suggested the idea of killing Duncan without knowing about the existence of the witches. And even if she did suggest the idea of killing Duncan, Macbeth would have most likely denied it because he would have been satisfied with having the titles of Thane of Cawdor and Thane of Five, and he was loyal to Duncan, so he would not have carried out the plan. He would have never killed Banquo either because they were friends, and they would have continued to serve for Duncan and going on battlefields together. Macduff's family would have been alive also, since Macbeth took no actions here to sadden Macduff. Donalbain and Malcolm would have never fled, and Lady Macbeth would have stayed alive with Macbeth, potentially having a son of their own. In the end, the conflict in this scenario could be either him not being successful at the battlefield, where he is heavily damaged or killed, or a disease of some sort that he eventually dies off. All in all, the encountering with witches is what caused his life to change directions, and without them, he might have had a less overwhelming future.